Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here, and I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot versus bot cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today. We're on the map Equilibrium, the AI edition, as we have two of these bots here. In the top left, it is going to be BenBotBC. BenBot, a very fun bot to watch always, and taking on BenBot, it's going to be VeTerran. Another one of my... I think VeTerran is probably my favorite Terran bot, not to pick favorites, to be honest. However, in TVT, that's a completely different story, as BenBot with its BCs is always a hoot to watch. As far as, like, the TVZ matchups in TVP, I think I do like VeTerran the most. Just, it tends to go more bio. Correct me if I'm wrong. And so, a TVT, but more importantly, a bot versus bot. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy these casts, go ahead, slap that like button. Just give it a good old slap. Let's go for 36 likes on this video. And of course, if you're new to the channel, but you are enjoying some StarCraft and some bots, subscribe, join the Discord, which is linked down below, and leave a comment that says, oh, I had thought of a good one, but I totally blanked on it. Leave a comment that says, more bats. More bats. And so, let's go with that. And yeah, we've got a TVT on the way between these two bots. This could almost look like a normal human TVT, with one of the bots being incredibly greedy, that is BenBot. Now, BenBot's going to be going up against a double Reaper play from VeTerran. Going to be getting a little bit aggressive early on with these two boys. Potentially, the first one's going to be crossing the map, second one's on the way out. However, then VeTerran is canceling the production of the Reapers at 2, it would seem, then spending its gas on that factory. So getting a little bit aggressive, but then it makes one more Reaper, so it's not just going super hard on the Reapers. It says, okay, I don't have enough gas for another Reaper for that time, so I'm just gonna make another, I'm just gonna make a Marine temporarily. Now this Reaper jumping up and down the cliff, it could actually stand its ground, but it does not, so it's micro getting a little messy there. It does, however, kill off that SCV that was building that factory. It's now going to be working away on another one of these SCVs. We do see this jump micro is a little bit buggy here with these two. It's kind of working, and they are killing off the SCVs. In comes a Marine. VeTerran's going to get its Reapers right in the face of that Marine, then get on out of there, still jumping up and down, but then they're going to have to get out of there, and they do not want to jump back in with those 3 Marines on top of that ramp. There is a bunker at the natural base for BenBot. The Reapers are still doing their thing, up, down, up, down. Another SCV is almost dead, so this is an effective opening here for VeTerran, getting a good amount of SCV kills. Delaying the factory of BenBot. Actually a bit of poor positioning there on the factory. We have BenBot making more Marines to try and deal with this, but the aggression is really mounting up here. And fortunately for BenBot, I mean, VeTerran has stopped building Reapers at 4, but still, it's not in a good spot. It almost gets one of the Reapers, almost gets another. It does get one of them, so that could be the start of the end of this rush, hopefully for BenBot's sake. 2 more Marines did just pop out. Can it hold the line? And it does finally get the factory up after losing 11 SCVs. A great opening for VeTerran. Just a slight amount of harassment. And it always blows me away at just how back and forth these human bot games are going. Like, sometimes a TVT with regular humans will get 11 SCVs. I mean, it didn't quite look completely normal, but it had the same effect. Now, in come these 2 Reapers again. A Hellion's going to charge on in there. I don't believe the Hellion can win without support, so it may want to boogie on out of there, and oh, it may just go down. Those Reapers do elect to retreat before that Hellion gets killed. Fortunately for VeTerran, one of the Reapers jumped back up, and got fried as a result. Now, behind this, VeTerran has been macroing up itself. It's got up its own natural base, so it doesn't work out to quite an 11-worker lead with how much it committed there. But it does still have its own base. It's got a higher army supply and seemingly much better tech, as it did delay the tech of BenBot with that factory. And so, yeah, a great opening for VeTerran. We'll see where this game's going to go from here. BenBot, of course, a mechy bot. So we'll see if it's going to eventually get up to that battlecruiser. Or something else will happen earlier on. I mean, we've got 2 Ravens on the way for VeTerran. Potentially some Raven harassment could be there. Or the makings of a poke, we shall see. Armory on the way for both of these bots. BenBot is making a Viking, which is good for it. As, of course, Viking beats Raven in the rock, paper, scissors that is Starcraft early game TVT. Fusion Core is being produced for BenBot, so even though it's on not an amazing economy, it's still going to go for that. We're seeing a check there for building a supply depot, I suppose, and it says, that failed, so probably should build another one, I imagine. And there we go, it does do that. Now we have got Drilling Claws on the way for BenBot. That's going to allow those Widow Mines to burrow extra fast to remain, well, the armory actually makes them remain invisible, and we actually saw that for the first time in one of those other games not too long ago. That was really cool to see. We have got a 3rd CC on the way for VeTerran. Vehicle plating for both these bots. Combat shield on the way for VeTerran, so it is going for that more bio-heavy style compared to the other bots anyway. I mean, it's still getting blue flame, but it's getting combat shield as well. Turret up in the main base. BenBot probably saving up for a battle cruiser, although it's yet to build a tech lab on this starport. The fusion core is done, however, and there's that tech lab on the way, so there will be a BC being birthed soon enough. Double turrets are going up at each base for VeTerran, so that's really cool to see how much emphasis it's putting on static defense. Interesting choice by the bot author there. I wonder if that's in response to BenBot, but I get the feeling that that's just generic VeTerran behavior. We see BenBot saying build order issue. Yeah, you and me both, BenBot. It happens to all of us when we get Reaper rushed early in the game. We have got a Thor on the way for VeTerran. Okay, so we could be getting one of these Thor versus Battlecruiser games. That's really exciting. I can't recall which bot won the first one. I think it... Yeah, I think these two must have played in the past. And I think it was VeTerran that won with its mass Thors, because BenBot eventually ran out of money. Its mining wasn't too optimized. We see BenBot saying build, supply, fail again and again and again. I mean, at least it's checking for that. I guess just the maze of bases or maze of structures it has at the back of its base. It's a little hard to fit a supply depot in there, even for a bot. But it's good to see that BenBot has that redundancy. And I guess, yeah, it probably just keeps trying location, I suppose, until it eventually finds one. Alright, first BC done. A second one not going to be on the way. It's actually going to be 2 Vikings. BenBot just chilling on 2 bases. VeTerran on 3 bases and mining well. The 4th is on the way. We see VeTerran already putting that Thor in high impact payload mode. I can't recall which Terran bot it was, but one of them definitely did not utilize that mode in a previous game. So good to see that VeTerran switches those right away. We also see VeTerran making lots of those Marines. Well, I say lots, I mean 3 at a time, because it's only got 2 racks, but still getting the upgrades as well, so Thors and Marines, a pretty good anti-air combo there. ISEC auto-tracking, 1-2 upgrades are on the way for the BCs of BenBots. That will definitely be significant. We see the 3rd base floating on over for the red Terran. And yeah, all in all, BenBot just with the real hard time building the supply depots. Let me build the depots, it says. Let me build it. Where's it trying to build them? BenBot, what's going on? You can do it. I believe in you. There we go. Every supply depot is a struggle for BenBot. Now, we've got that 3rd base turning into a PF for BenBot. One of the more defensive bots, whereas VeTerran elects to just go orbitals for days. Both bots are still sitting back. Supplies not too far apart. In a head-to-head battle, if BenBot's tanks are sieged, I think BenBot will probably win a fight. However, I mean, VeTerran does have a good amount of stuff, and it's going to depend whether the tanks are sieged or not. We have the 1 BC flying around, kind of, but then everything decides to go back home. Second BC's on the way. 2-2 upgrades are now on the way for BenBot, so those BCs are going to get better and better. They really benefit from those attack upgrades. Lots of turrets are going up for BenBot to defend its planetary. It's also got that high-sec auto-tracking. We'll see if it gets building armor eventually as well. Fourth base on the way, so just a good old late-game TVT. I love to cast this between these two bots. And now, here's a problem for BenBot, as VeTerran is going for its own BCs. It's making 2 Thors at a time and 2 BCs, so really outproducing BenBot. BenBot's actually got more workers than VeTerran, so its economy shouldn't be too much worse if it transfers those properly. It's got a lot just hanging out, but there we go. They're on the way. We see VeTerran now, though, coming across the map. It's got a lot of Marines that it's produced. They've got stim. They've got +1 attack. This fourth base could be in trouble. Are the tanks going to re-siege for BenBot? No, they're not. This base is turning into a planetary. Whether that gets finished or not could be very significant here. We see Yamato cannons getting used. One hit to Thor over those BCs are forced to eject pretty much right away as the battle starts, and now it's non-upgraded Marines against the +1/1 Thors of VeTerran. That is not good. The PF does, however, finish, and planetaries can massacre Marines, particularly bot Marines, as they just don't know how to engage it. It's got to be one of the hardest things, one of the big problems when it comes to playing against Terran bots, is how the heck do you engage a planetary or make your bot handle that? So is planetary going to be a solid anchor? The BCs can now Yamato and teleport away. BenBot's making more BCs as well, and it's pretty much just got BCs. Did it Yamato cannon a Marine there? Or was it a Cyclone or a tank or something? But regardless, this PF's got a lot of work to do. The high-sec auto-tracking, really important. The fact that it can get those longer distance shots off. It's also got building armor on the way as well. There's a turret that this BC's engaging. SCVs are repairing it, keeping it alive. That's very important. Pushing that BC away. It does just barely escape, but the repair was on the turret, not on the planetary, and the planetary is gonna fall. We see VeTerran just breaking through here with the might of its Thors. They don't even have 2-2 yet, but they still packed such a wall up now. This is the defensive point that BenBot always has, the bunker at the natural, the 3 tanks with Widow Mines underneath it. Yamato cannons are shrekking some of those Thors. And now there's 4 BCs, mostly unopposed on the front lines here. They're trying to chase this one Viking. That's not too good. Yamato cannon gonna delete that Cyclone. There's another Cyclone there, however. This BC getting pushed away. It's in dangerous range of that Thor. Now 2 BCs against 1, and we see how much damage those +2 ship weapons do against that Thor. If it had the +2 armor down already, it would not be nearly as quick. BC comes on in, starts working on the tanks. BenBot's still trying to defend. I mean, it's got that gold base getting up. It's getting up the 4th base too. So it is hanging on for now. It's got BCs getting repaired in its main base. It's got a couple of battlecruisers waiting, getting repaired at the docks there. We see another BC go, or the first BC go down for VeTerran. However, that's 2 as it loses that air versus air fight, and we're really seeing the efficiency from BenBot's BCs this game. It has yet to lose a single one. I mean, it'll get more and more risky as those Thors stack up and as they get potentially +3 or even +2 attack down the line. +2 attack is almost done for them, but I mean, it's now 5 BCs out. That's a lot of Yamato cannon potential. These Vikings are being a pain. Always the bane of BCs that they cannot properly chase down Vikings. That BC actually teleports out. That's not good. Utilizing that already. BenBot's still holding on, still holding this position. 2 of the defensive tanks are there. Yamato cannon's getting utilized. And BenBot's not in a terrible spot as long as it keeps mining off of these 2 bases. VeTerran is expanding all over the place, so I mean, VeTerran can just keep trading out for days and days, but if the BC count potentially keeps going up and up, and the trades are good, BenBot can reach max supply, and that's where the BCs really strive. Yamato cannons whittling down the Vikings as quickly as they can. BCs get injured, BCs retreat. We do already see that those Thors are a little bit tougher with the +2 armor there. BC's getting pushed away. BenBot build supply failed, the classic. Oh, and there goes a BC for BenBot. That's not good. As I mean, of course they're gonna fall off with the with the laws of scale, BenBot just making lots of Vikings when really it does need more BCs. If it affords to make one, that would be really important. Tanks are getting some good damage done, kills off 2 Thors, however. That's not insignificant. Veteran's still only hovering at 150 supply. Here's a problem, though, for BenBot. Veteran has been able to find this 4th base, a critical, absolutely critical mining base for that red, or for that blue Terran. We'll see if the BCs can come to the rescue, but they're just so passive. I don't know if one will make it out here to save the day. They're getting repaired, then they're going back out. Come on, get a BC over there, BenBot. You can do it. Save the base and save the day. It did make another command center, if I'm not mistaken, or it is making another command center, but it definitely doesn't want to lose this one. That gold is so critical. The 3 BCs are moving out, but the Vikings are kiting them well. You see a couple of SCVs moving around, but now it's 5 tanks sieged up on this base. And here comes in 1 BC. It's going to use a Yamato cannon, delete that Raven. Is it going to be in time to save this base? It's close. Tanks are shooting away. One of them goes down, so that's a little bit less DPS, but I think it might still just be a little too much. The BC was a second too late. And I mean, BenBot's still getting out these pretty good trades with the BCs, but it just lost a massive portion of its income. We see tag lift CC. Yeah, you definitely want to do that, BenBot. And it's still only on the 4 BCs. It started making Vikings, I suppose, to counter the Vikings of Veteran, which makes sense. But when the BCs are the only thing getting efficient trades for you, that's really not it. BenBot's still hanging on. It's still got the 3 tanks. Well, it actually built another tank. It's got 3 tanks defending its natural position, which actually does wonders for it, for prolonging the game and hanging in there. SCVs also come to repair those tanks. Any Marine that steps forward, taking big shots. I mean, BenBot is so broke at this point, however. It can barely afford to repair its units. The tanks for Veteran, the fact that they're just segmented off from the army to poke, I wonder if this is a TVT-specific feature from Veteran, the fact that it does this, because, and look at that, the scan as well to get the vision on the tank. There's a lot of thought that's been put into that. The +2 attack, really significant there, as it's able to just shoot through the SCVs. It does not get the kill, however. There's another scan. Scan on both sides, actually. I'm not sure what prompted BenBot's scan. Anyway, BenBot's still trying to hold on. It's getting +3 attack for its 4 BCs, but it is just that, just 4 BCs. They take a lot of damage, so they have to retreat, so their actual combat time isn't too high. There's some good Yamato cannons going down. BC gets out of there. The natural base is still holding, but here's the problem. There we have it. The tanks able to creep forward, and BenBot just not quite defensive enough in order to save the day there. It does eventually assign a couple of BCs to defend that location. It's just not quite quick enough. So big props to BenBot for actually segmenting off some BCs to deal with this. Just a little bit too late. And then I think just the fact that it wasn't scaling, building more and more BCs, like, I guess it just started to lose a few too many units, or Veteran built a few too many Vikings, so that scared BenBot. And that's eventually what got it down. The BCs still alive, still fighting as well as they can. They must have a really high number of kills. 10 on that one, 16 on that one, 16 on that one, and 14 on that one. Veteran, though, starting to take the map, and it shows no signs of slowing down, no counter harassment, that kind of thing. And the TVTs between these bots are incredibly fun to watch. In comes Veteran once more, gonna break that natural line. BC's using their Yamato and retreating, but eventually they're gonna run out of places to retreat to, run out of money to repair them. There's no mining left for BenBot. I believe that's gonna be it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this one, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. Consider becoming a YouTube member if you do want to support this kind of content. And then, yeah. What a great game between these two. I'll definitely have to cast another Veteran game against BenBot, against some other bots. Against some other bots, definitely, I think so. Just to see if it plays the same, or if it's got certain strategies for certain matchups. I honestly just clicked on a random replay without looking at what the opponent was for Veteran. So the fact that it was another awesome TVT really is a treat. That is going to be that, though. I'll see you guys next time.